There's this one action. It takes exactly 10 seconds, and it triggers a real, measurable happiness response in your brain, and almost nobody uses it on purpose. Now, this isn't some motivational concept or a mindset shift. It's a biological trigger, a physical input your brain is literally hardwired to respond to, and we're going to break down exactly what it is. I mean, what if feeling better wasn't about months of hard work, but just about knowing which buttons to press inside your own brain? Well, it turns out those buttons are already there. It's just that nobody's ever really shown us the manual. And get this, the most powerful one, it works in just 10 seconds. And it works whether you believe in it or not, because it kind of hacks right past your conscious mind and speaks directly to your nervous system. Okay, so why is it that so many of us just feel kind of flat or disconnected most days? We're told all the time to build better habits, eat clean, get more sleep. But what if the problem isn't what we're doing, but what we're not doing? And look, this isn't just you feeling this way. A huge global study, we're talking across 160 countries, found that negative emotions, sadness, worry, stress, they've been climbing steadily for more than a decade now. The world, by the numbers, is actually getting less happy. So here's the big idea, the real game changer. All the standard advice often misses the mark because it treats happiness like this massive, long-term construction project. But your brain has these instant happiness mechanisms built right in. You've just never been handed the user manual. Well, that changes today. All right, let's jump into the first and honestly the most powerful trigger. Most of us think that smiling is a result of being happy. You feel good, so you smile. Simple, right? But what neuroscience is telling us is that it's actually a two-way street. It's this really cool idea called the facial feedback hypothesis. Basically, when you hold a genuine smile, the physical action itself sends a signal back to your brain saying, hey, something good is happening out here. And your brain then responds by releasing a small but very real dose of chemicals, like dopamine and serotonin. And this isn't just a fun theory. Research from the University of Kansas actually found that people who smiled during stressful tasks had lower heart rates and reduced levels of cortisol. That's your main stress hormone. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. Your smile isn't just an expression. It's a direct biological command to your nervous system to calm down and feel better. So here's your first action step. Right now, seriously, just stop what you're doing, and I want you to put on a real full-face Duchenne smile. The kind that makes your eyes crinkle up at the corners. Now hold it for 10 full seconds. That's it. You just pulled the trigger. All right, let's talk about another common one, the gratitude journal. I'm sure a lot of us have tried them, and well, a lot of us have probably given up. And there's a really good scientific reason they often fizzle out, and luckily, a really simple way to fix it. Okay, so here's the breakdown of why it so often just doesn't work. When you list off the big abstract things, family, health, my job, your brain gets used to them really fast. They're ideas. It becomes an intellectual chore, not an emotional experience, and the dopamine response just stops. But a directed gratitude flush, that focuses on a specific sensory memory, and that's what gets the brain's reward circuits fired up. Here's how you do it. Think of one tiny, specific good thing from the last couple of days. Maybe it was the smell of your coffee this morning or the exact sound of someone's laugh. Now close your eyes for just 30 seconds and replay that sensory detail. What did it smell like, sound like, feel like? That's what your brain actually responds to. Okay, so we've covered two powerful internal triggers. Now let's look at two that involve your physical self and your social world. You gotta remember, your brain isn't just floating in a jar, it's in a constant conversation with your body and all the people around you. We've all felt it, right? When we're stressed or sad, our body just kind of collapses inward. Well, amazing research from Harvard shows that if you deliberately reverse this, if you adopt an open, expansive power posture, it sends a massive signal back to your brain in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes. It can actually increase your confidence chemicals and decrease your stress chemicals. So the next time you feel yourself slumping at your desk, just catch it. Stand up, open your chest, roll your shoulders back, lift your chin a little, and just hold that posture for 2 minutes. Your brain will read that open body language as a sign that things are good and safe, and it'll adjust your chemistry to match. And that brings us to people. The fastest way to trigger oxytocin, which is your brain's bonding and trust chemical, is through these tiny little moments of genuine human connection. And the key word here is genuine. Your brain is a lie detector on this stuff. It can instantly tell the difference between a throwaway interaction and a real one. So, saying good morning to the barista while you're staring at your phone, that does nothing chemically. But saying it while making real eye contact for just 2 seconds, that's an oxytocin trigger. So today, just try one of these. Make some real eye contact. Ask someone how they actually are. And then actually wait for the answer. That tiny little shift has a huge chemical reward. Our final trigger is maybe one of the most fascinating. It's all about hacking the way your brain stores emotional memories. It's like creating a secret password between a sensation and a feeling. It's called sensory anchoring. You know how a certain smell can just zap you right back to your childhood kitchen? Or a song can make you feel 17 again? That's because our sensory centers and our emotional centers are directly linked, and they totally bypass the rational part of our brain. And we can actually use this on purpose. Here's how it works. First, you choose a specific anchor. A unique scent works incredibly well for this because your sense of smell is like a VIP express lane straight to your brain's emotion and memory centers. So the next time you feel genuinely good, happy, calm, proud, you introduce that scent. Do this over and over, and eventually, your brain builds a conditioned response. The scent alone will start to trigger that positive state. So there you have it. Not one, but 5 scientifically backed triggers you can use to literally change how you feel in seconds or minutes. This isn't about chasing some vague idea of happiness. It's about having a practical toolkit to create it, right when you need it. So let's just run through that toolkit one more time. You've got the 10-second smile to just kickstart the process, the 30-second gratitude flash to really feel it, the 2-minute posture reset to change your entire hormonal state, a quick 10-second micro-connection to get that oxytocin flowing, and your sensory anchor to build a powerful long-term trigger. Look, these buttons, they're yours. They're free, they're available to you right now and for the rest of your life. These aren't complicated habits you need to build. They are simple triggers you just need to remember to pull. So, the only question left is, which button are you going to press first?